If you're looking for an app as a black person and you want to connect with other black people, well, the Black Social app is here. It's an absolutely a great app on Android and Apple. And make sure y'all go and check it out, man. What's going on, people? It's Jaye Black. I want to talk about this artist. Her name is Melli, and I believe she's from New York. And she's making some alarming comments about Meek Mill because she didn't sign with him. She ended up signing with Tory Lanez. Okay. And I just want to say this before I get into it. From what I'm seeing, before I even get into the commentary, it seems to me that Tory Lanez, whatever he did, his mouthpiece was able to win her over in this situation. Because I'm sure Meek Mill had interest in her as far as maybe wanting to date or sleep with, probably so. But from my understanding, he kept it professional. But she's saying that he was controlling over her, you know, to the point to where she felt like she would be better with a guy in Tory Lanez who has produced no other artists. And I'm not saying that Meek Mill hasn't either, but who would in the industry, who would you rather be linked to? I'm not saying Tory Lanez is a name, he is, but industry impact wise, Meek Mill, Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez has done well for himself, but there's still a lot more people who know who Meek Mill is than Tory Lanez. Okay, well, we're gonna get into this Fader article. Melli on not signing with Meek Mill. As a woman, a lot of things I stood for weren't there. All right. Let's see. The Harlem artist hit social media to share uncomfortable situations she faced while on Meek's recent tour. Buzzing Harlem rapper Melli announced on Thursday that she has signed with Tory Lanez's One Umbrella imprint. The news was received with a not so positive response from Meek Mill, who Melli has been touring with and reportedly expected to sign with in recent months. As Genius notes, Melli has since given a bit of insight into why she chose not to sign with Meek in a series of deleted Instagram story posts, sharing that she experienced a number of uncomfortable situations while touring with the Philly rapper. Now, I don't know how many tours Meek Mill has done with female artists, but you've never heard anything like this. I'm sorry. What is the uncomfortable situation? The way that he spoke to you, him wanting too many hugs, or him, berating you in front of other people? What were those uncomfortable situations? What this seems to me is that she's doing damage control over her not signing with Meek, because I believe she allowed people to get in her ear, and it wouldn't surprise me if people close to Tory Lanez, like a Drake or somebody, were able to sort of convince her to sign with Tory Lanez, which is a power move. You're able to get a female that another dude wanted to sign to choose you. And what's interesting is that she barely has any pictures of Tory Lanez on her Insta, which lets me know she probably could have a crush on the guy, because you're on tour with Meek. Meek Mill is promoting you. You do not sign with him. You sign with an outside group and in Tory Lanez's group, which lets me know you may have always wanted to sign with Tory Lanez. I think there's a lot more going on here than just being uncomfortable, and she's going to get herself played if this is what the situation is coming to, because women can be very emotional and they tend to make very irrational decisions based on that particular moment. Okay. Let's see. Melli first shared that she left her opening slot on the tour due to some behind the scenes issues. I got off tour because a lot of the behind the scenes things that were happening to me, she said. I made sure to go out my way to do things that can help me stay with the team, because I genuinely wanted to be a part of the family, but it just didn't work out. The rapper also claimed that she was unable to express her concerns while on tour and ultimately decided to remove herself from any deal negotiations. I never intended to snake anyone. If anything, I tried my best to work around many things that put me in uncomfortable situations. But we don't know what they are. You're being very vague, okay? You're not going to score a public relations W by being vague. Melli said, as a woman, a lot of things I stood for weren't there, so I took the high road and gracefully removed myself. So you signing with Tory Lanez, does that mean you're going to be treated with, more respect, more dignity? I mean, have you done any background on Tory Lanez? Now, Tory Lanez, again, he's done well for himself, but now y'all, there's some more people who are more hip hop heads than me. They may know more about, Tory Lanez and his label and artists there. But when you look at it, right, who has his group besides Tory Lanez helped push out there in the forefront? I don't even think Tory Lanez has any female artists. This is why I think this was an irrational, emotional decision. While also responding to criticisms from an Instagram user, the 21-year-old addressed an alleged situation during a recent tour stop where her spot was subsequently taken and given to Lil Uzi Vert. I was behind the curtains where my mic was taken out of my hand, and a grown man said to my face, "We can't find the mic," and gave it to Lil Uzi instead. If that situation happened, we would have known about it. I don't know if Lil Uzi Vert would do that to her. I just don't think he would do it. Maybe so, but I just don't think Lil Uzi would do that. But again, we don't know everything. I just think that she made a decision that I think was more based on emotion. Because if she wanted to sign with Meek, she would have kept it business-like. This is the music industry. You're not going to be treated with the respect unless you're making money, unless you're drawing people on shows, unless your music is selling. You're still a new artist. So you're still going to have to work your way up. I'm not saying they should to disrespect you. What I'm saying is, I think you felt like you had made it because you had worked with a few people in the industry. And Tory Lanez sold you a dream and you bought it. I got to give Tory Lanez credit. He was able to play the nice guy in the situation. He was able to get in her ear and convince her that Meek wasn't the guy. He probably was, dry snitching and, telling you everything you wanted to hear and how Meek wasn't this and that. Because when you look at this, I don't think Meek was expecting her to sign with Tory. It just happened out of the blue. And again, women do things in an emotional manner, but that had always been on her mind. And what it seemed like to me was she was looking for a reason not to sign with Meek. Because she had already made up in her mind she was going to sign to Tory, but she just needed reasons. This is why she's explaining herself. She's explaining herself because she doesn't want to be looked upon as the bad guy. While she's trying to make Meek Mill look like the bad guy, but you haven't pointed out those uncomfortable situations. You haven't pointed out one comfortable. You're making an accusation, which is very dangerous. And you're making it seem like he's just disrespecting you for no reason. It seemed to me like you just had no open communication with Meek whatsoever. For you to be saying that people are just walking up to you and snatching mics out your hand and you don't go and talk to Meek about that? Come on. That's you wanting to leave. Just be honest. You didn't want to sign with the Dream Chasers. You didn't want to sign with the Chasers. You wanted to be with Tory. That's where you want to be. You want to be the top female artist for Tory Lanez's label. Because you like Tory Lanez, either his music or professionally. You like the group of people that are around him. That's why you chose to sign with him. And all this is going to do is cause tension between him and Tory Lanez. Now, I will say this though. After looking at certain things, because I'm reading over notes here, she did post a comment about Meek wanting to sleep with her. And because of that, that's why she didn't sign. But she then makes comments about how, not wanting to really speak on why. Okay. If Meek wanted to sleep with you, you should have just said that. Don't post and delete comments to make yourself look good. Okay? You didn't want to sign with Meek. And let me just say this though. If a guy is harassing you, you need to be honest about that. Don't post and delete comments. Just look at the situation for what it is. He wanted to date you, you didn't want to date him, but you gracefully left the tour and you signed with Tory Lanez. What do you think Tory Lanez wants to do? You think he's signing you because you're the next great artist? No, he's attracted to you too. He's been put on blast too. You go and you sign with Tory when you probably could have signed with other labels. But you chose to go sign to Tory. Is that a sign of a person that was being harassed? That's why I say we have to be very careful with what we're saying. You have to be very careful. And also for Meek, and let me just say this, Meek, if you were trying to sign her so you could sleep with her, bro, you are thirsty. You are thirsty. You are absolutely thirsty. And this is exactly why guys like you who are in the industry get caught up, because you thinking with the wrong head, bro. If the girl is talented and she's going to draw money for you, then sign her. Don't sign her just because you want to sleep with her, bro. Because that's going to go left. That's not going to work out for you, bro. It's not going to work out for you. Don't mix business with pleasure. It never ends well. And I will also say this too. This situation reminds me a little bit of Wale. Wale had this big hit song and there was a female on the song with him. And he wanted to sign her. And when he was about to sign her, she ended up signing with somebody else. And you've never really heard from her since. So, y'all let me know in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. If you're looking for an app as a black person and you want to connect with other black people, well, the Black Social app is here. It's an absolutely a great app on Android and Apple. And make sure y'all go and check it out, man.